All right, this is Call Me the Breeze Part 2. We're going to start out with the, I believe Alan Collins solo comes in after the intro. You got that. All right, so that's that solo there. So we come in with slide into the 11 on the D, 9-11 on the G, to your A note there, 10th fret of the B string. And then we go. So we bend the 12 on the B string, kind of a hammer on, 10, 12, back to the 10. So this time we add a little phrase to it. We got 10, 11, 12 bend to the 10 there. So 12 and then 12 bend to the 10, and then you got a 12 on the B string, a little 12 underneath it, bend up and down there. So the whole thing we got. Okay, so here we have, so 10 and then 12 bend, pull it off. Okay, so go to the 11 there, 10, 12, 10. And there could be another 11 here at the end, but I find it easier to just finish with the 10 and then do that kind of up down thing, right? So the last riff is, okay, up the second, down the third. That's how I do it. So the whole thing would be. So the two rhythms, you know, were like. But the other one that goes with it is that honky tonk, kind of more basic one. And you could do it up here, you know. But I kind of went over that in the other lesson. So now we're going to move to the next piece. We're going to have this. So these are like fills in a verse, okay? So you're gonna slide into the 9 and the 8 and the G and B. So we have a slide down from 9 to 7 on the G, pull off to the 5, 2 7s on the D, so we got 7, 5, 5, 7, 5 on the D. Slide quick from the 7 to 5 to 3, pull off there on the A. 5, 3, 5. So once again we got. Now the next one has some little pick scratches in it before it gets going. Then it goes. So it's 9 on the G to 10 on the B. Okay, so kind of back and forth with those. And then we're going to kind of have a little vibrato on that 10 and then a little bend on this 8 down here on the E string. The next one, we're going to bend this 10, take it down, and then 8 to 9 hammer on, and then 10 to 9 on the G. 10, 10 here, so we get. Now here we have 8, and then 9, 7, slides down and back to the 8. Okay, so it's 8, 9, 7, 9, 8, 9, 7. 5 to 6 down here. So we have. So it's kind of hard to hear what's happening in here, but it sounds, you kind of pull it off like this. Bending that 7 on the G. A few 5s down there on the second string to that E note down here, 7th fret of the A. So this whole kind of lead again was like. Okay, so this one we're gonna go 7 on the A, 5 to 7 on the D, 5 on the G, 6 on the D, 4 to 4 to 2. So it's kind of combining like minor and major pentatonics. If I have this right, it's what I saw in the tab I'm listening to, and it seems right. It's kind of weird, but so you start with the minor pentatonic, and then you start shifting into the major pentatonic scale there. So we got 9, 10, 10, 9, 10, 10, another 8 to 9 down here, and then we're gonna go. So this is an 8, 9, 8, 9 on the G, 8 to 10 here. So we got 8, 9, 10, 8, 9, 10, bend, bend. Okay, so the end of this part again, we got. Okay, so let's go through that whole solo. We got. Okay, and those were fills around a verse. That actually leads into the Gary Rossington solo that I did in the other lesson. If you want to check that out, if you haven't seen that one yet, be sure to check that one out after this. So here we have more fills around a verse. Okay, so that was 2 to 4 on the D string, and then 2 and a bend on the 4 on the G. And then we'll start the same, but we'll bend the 3 on the second string. And you want to try to get a little pinch harmonic on these, a little artificial harmonic. So the third time, we do the same intro to it, and then we get the 5th fret of the second string. We bend that 4 up and down on the G, pull it off, go to the 4 and the D and back. So it's. And then we're going to come up here and go. So quick 13 to 15 on the B string. Back to the 13. We got to pull off on the G string, 14, 12. 14 on the D, back in there. So we got. And then we have. So we have a 12, 12, 14 on the D, 12 to 14. So it's. Then you jump up to the 14, 16, and 14. So we have a bend on the 17 then, and then a little bend. So we had a kind of a 2 fret, 1 step bend, and then like a half step bend. So we have 14, 16, 14. We have the pull off there. Same thing here. End on that 14 on the D, and then we go. So 16 down to the 14 and 12. 14 here. 14 to 12. Then it's going to end with 4 bends with this 15 and then the 15 underneath it. So the last one comes down off that 15, pulls off to the 13. A couple of 14s here. So this part goes, here's another example of starting with like a minor pentatonic scale and ending with a major. So we have 13 to 15 on the B string, little 12 here, but then we're going to go to a major pentatonic note, that 14 there, the C sharp. And then we go 12, 14, and then bend the 15 twice. So. Okay, so all these fills again was. Okay, then you got piano solo. Now we got a cool riff in this piano solo. We got. Okay, so it's A, 3/4, 2/4 in the D, a couple D's down here in the G, 5/4/2 on the D. So. Let's try that. 2, 3, 4. Coming to the D. Okay, so I wrote that one down in the tab. Kind of a bass and then slide your chord back and forth. Kind of goes with like a horn section thing they got in there, I'm pretty sure. And you can take that chromatic down like we talked about in the other one. And we got 2 more riffs. Now this one's gonna go from the 4, 5, 6, 7 into the E, D, and then A7 will do the same thing. Okay, then the next verse we have more fills. We have so we have 7 on the A to 7 on the D. You could do it down here, I guess. Might snap a little more, but I got it up here, so it's. And then just 2 bends the second time, so it's. So 7 and then bend on the 9 back to 7. To the 10 here on the A, and then one of those 7, 5, 3, 5, 3, 5. So. And then we got. So bend the 13 on the second. Regular note. 10, 11, 10. That 11's on the G. And then we get into a series of bends with the 12 and the 12 underneath. And then we end with a. So we're gonna go. We get out of one of these. You gotta just kind of listen to it, see how many times. I wrote down 17 times. I think that's what it is. So you're gonna bend this one down at the end of it. Pull off. 11 back to 10. We got an 11, 9 on the G. 11 on the D. Back to that 9. So we got 9, 9, 10, 11 to the 10 here in the second. And then we got 13 on the second, 11 on the G, 10 on the B string. And then we're gonna go. So we slide into that 9 and 8, hit the 7s, 5 to 6, kind of do a chord out of it. So 3 times and then. So 7 on the G, 5, 6, 7 to 7, going up to the D and A. Okay, so we got. Now we have one more little set. We got. So 9, 10, 8, 9, 10, and then 9 to 11 into that 10. And then we have. So double hammer-ons. We got 9, 10, 11 on the D. Same on the G, so that 10 there. So this one goes 12 on the A, 10 to 11. You got 9 to 11 here on the D, so you go. So we have a 10, 11, 9 and back, so we got. 10-9, 12-10 on the A, 12-10 up here. So we got. Then the next one goes 4-5 on the A, 4 on the D, 5 over here, 4-7 back on the D. Okay, then we go up high. We got the 17s up here. So we had strings 2 to 1 to 2. Then 20 on the second string. Bend that twice. We got 17 down here. Pull off 20, 17. Up and down on that 19 on the G. So we got. So we go back to the 17, the 19. We got the bend on the 19, 20 underneath it. So we go. Pull off here, and then 19 on the D, and then 17. Go to those bigger 19s there. So we got. So a little bend on that. And then we have. We got a little 14, 16, and 14. Ends with a 17, 16, 14. And then we have this little bluesy slide. 13 to 12 to 10 to the A note, that 12 here. And then the chords are. And then this guitar that's doing like the fill stuff will come up here 10, 9, 10. And 9, 8, 9. When the B flat 7 and the A 7 chords are hitting at the end. All right, Call Me the Breeze, Part 2, Lynyrd Skynyrd, JJKL tune. Awesome ripping leads by everybody in the band, of course. Got tabs on this. Thanks a lot for watching. We'll see you soon.